Hi guys, welcome to my channel Creatively Expressive. My name is Amy and today I'm sharing some hot cocoa and gingerbread themed DIYs. Today I've got lots of ideas to share with you, so I hope you'll stick around with me until the end. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you found me, and I hope you'll consider becoming a part of my creative family by subscribing to my channel. And if you've already joined my creative family, I just want to say welcome back, and I really do appreciate your continued support. Now let's get started. So for our first project, we're going to be making a hot chocolate bar tray. And I'm using 6 of these little mini trays that I got from the Dollar Tree. And then 4 of these wooden planks that I also found at the Dollar Tree. So first I'm going to glue those 6 little wooden trays together. So I'm going to glue 2 together at a time, the long ways. And then I'm going to use these clamps that I got from the Dollar Tree to clamp them together so that wood glue can dry. And I tried to find 6 trays that were mostly the same size, because you know how Dollar Tree is, where they're not always consistent with their sizing. And now that I've got those each set of 2 glued together, we're going to glue those 3 sets of 2 together with some more wood glue, and then we're going to clamp them together. And then I'm just going to set that aside to dry. And now once that's dry, I'm just putting those wooden planks along the side of that tray that we made, and then just marking it with a pencil so I know how long to cut them. And once I have them cut down, I'm just going to glue those to the sides of this tray. So I'm gluing the shorter pieces to each end of that tray first. And then I'm just going to use those clamps to clamp it together so it can dry. And now I'm doing the longer sides, the longer pieces, and gluing those on. And then we're just going to clamp it together and then just set that aside to dry overnight. And now that it's dry, we're going to paint it with some red chalk paint. And at first I used some Ruby by Hello Hobby, but I didn't have enough to paint the whole tray. So then I go back in with this Crimson by Waverly, because I had a bigger bottle of it. And I'm going to do all the rest of the coats with that crimson color. And now that that's dry, I cut out this little decal to go on the end of the tray. And it says old-fashioned hot chocolate served here. And I'm just using a piece of parchment paper to get it centered on that tray. And then we're just going to burnish that on there. And then just peel off that transfer tape. And that's it, guys. What do you guys think? I love this one. I think it turned out so pretty. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And here you can see I filled it with some little bags of instant cocoa and I got a couple jars from the Dollar Tree. I put some peppermints in one of it and some marshmallows, and then I got some little chocolate candies from the store, and then added just some more decorations to it. But you can put whatever you want in this tray. And now for our next project, I'm taking this sign that I found at Goodwill for 99 cents. And first I'm going to paint the frame with this nutmeg brown. If you can find a chalk paint in a brown that you like, that would be better, because I had to do like probably 6 coats at least of this brown before I got good coverage. And here you can see the frame is painted, and now we're going to go back in. I taped off that frame with some painter's tape, and then we're going to paint the inside of that picture with this crimson red chalk paint by Waverly. And I'm just going to paint on enough coats so you can't see that original sign anymore. And now I'm just peeling away that painter's tape. And then I made this decal on Silhouette Design Studio. And I'm just going to use some parchment paper to get the placement on there the way I want it, so it's centered. And once it's centered, I'm just going to pull away that parchment paper and then just stick that little decal onto our sign. And then we're just going to peel away that transfer tape. And that's it, guys. What do you guys think? I think this one is so stinking cute. Let me know what you guys think. And now for our third project, we're going to be using 2 of these little wooden houses that I got from Dollar Tree. And first I'm going to cut off that little jute hanger from them. And then I'm going to put a piece of painter's tape over that hole. And then we're just going to fill in that hole with some caulking. You could also use wood filler. And then I'm just going to let that dry. And now that it's dry, we're going to paint these with, first I did nutmeg brown, but then I decided it was too dark of a brown. So then I go back in with some nutmeg brown mixed with King's Gold to get a lighter color that looks more like the color of gingerbread, because that nutmeg brown was just too dark. And so I'm just going to paint over that darker brown with this lighter shade that I mixed up. And now I'm just going over the snow on the roof and then the window frames with some white chalk paint. And now I'm taking these little rectangular wood planks that I got from the Dollar Tree. They came in a pack of, I don't know, 6, I think. And I'm just cutting them down shorter to 6.5 inches long, 2 of those, to go along the roof of our houses. And then I'm just using some tumbling tower blocks from the Dollar Tree to secure that on there. So I'm just tracing where I want my blocks to go. And then I'm going to glue those on with a little bit of wood glue and then also hot glue. once I have those tumbling tower blocks glued on, I'm just going to add some glue to the blocks and then glue that plank onto the house. And then I'm just doing the same thing on the other side of the house. And now I'm going to cut down some planks for the sides of the house, and I cut them down to 4 1/4 inches long. And you're going to need to cut down 2 of those for each side of the house. And then we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to put a tumbling tower block down first with some wood glue and some hot glue, and then add some glue to that little block so that we can glue our plank on. And now I'm just adding some more tumbling tower blocks to the tops of those planks so that we can glue the other house onto the first house. And so I'm just adding some wood glue and some hot glue to all those little blocks. And then we're just going to adhere that second house to the first house. And then I'm just adding some more glue inside just to make it more secure and more sturdy. And now I'm going to use some white chalk paint, and I'm going to paint the roof part of the house with that white chalk paint to look like it's covered in snow. And then I'm painting the sides of that house with that same gingerbread brown color that I mixed up. And now I'm using Red Apple and New Shamrock by Apple Barrel to paint the little wreath that's on the door on that house. So I paint the wreath green and then the bow red, obviously. And now I'm taking this dimensional fabric paint that I got from Walmart, and we're going to use it like it's fake royal icing and just add some details to our house. So I'm just painting diagonal stripes onto the roof. You can see I didn't get it very straight, but I think it still looks cute. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I just go one way and then I crisscross the other way. And now I'm just going to use that same puff paint to go over the windows, the door frame, and then the snow that's on the front of the roof. And then I also end up adding some of that puff paint to the bottom part of the house to look like there's snow up against the house. But I don't show that on film, but you'll see. It'll be on there in a little bit. And now I'm just using these paper straws that I got at the Dollar Tree that look like candy canes to me. And I'm going to glue them one across the long way across the front of the house, and I'm just using some super glue. And then I'm going to cut down some shorter ones to go down the sides of the house. And now I got these little Christmas lights from Hobby Lobby. They were 50% off. And there was like laser cut Christmas lights on the front of the house. So I'm just going to cut those little lights apart and cut the little hook off of them. And then I'm just going to hot glue them over that laser cut lights on the house. This is easier than painting, and I think it looks cooler, so. You could decorate your house any way you want. It's just fun to, you know, play with it like you would a real gingerbread house. They had a lot of fun little decorations at Hobby Lobby that you can use for your little house. And now I'm just cutting like a little piece of that wood plank to go on the back of these little wooden sticker trees that I got from the Dollar Tree, because that door frame is raised and I want to put the trees on either side of the door frame, and so they need to be raised a little bit so that it'll work. So I'm just using some of that super glue to put on the back of that little piece of wood on the back of the tree, and then I'm using some more super glue to glue it to the front of the house where those laser cut trees are. And then I got this little clay Santa Claus ornament from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna hot glue him onto the side of the house. And then he had a little hole in his hat from his hanger, so I'm taking these little foam leaves that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just cutting one of them down to make two little small leaves, and I'm going to glue them onto his hat. And then there was also some like little red gems in that pack, and so I'm just going to glue one of those little gems over that hole and then add those little leaves below it so it looks like holly. And you can't see the little hole in his hat anymore. And now I'm taking some lightweight spackling. I got mine from Walmart. And I'm going to put it into a piping bag. And I have a little cake decorating piping tip. I'm using, I think it's 21, the number of the piping tip. It's a star tip. And I'm just going to fill that icing bag with that spackling, just like you would with buttercream frosting. And then we're just going to pipe it onto the house. And I'm just going, like you go forward and then you like kind of loop it around and then you go back down. I hope that makes sense. To make, I don't know what they call those, but I don't know, to get this effect. You just like go forward, but then you pull it back and then down, and then you let go of the pressure. And now I'm going across the front of that roof with that same technique. And now we're going to do a different technique. I like kind of swirl it into a circle, and then it comes down to a point, and then you just repeat over and over again. And then I'm just piping a little dab of that on the top of those straws so you can't see that they don't line up exactly perfect. And then I got these little rainbow mini Christmas bells at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just sticking them into our fake frosting on the front of the rooftop. And then I also got these little fake peppermint candies from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just sticking those along the top of the roof, just 3 of them. And I had to add a little bit more of that spackling to get them to stick good. Oh, and now I'm just piping little stars in the centers of each of those little diamonds that I made on the top of the rooftop, just for more decoration. Just play with it and have fun. And that's it, guys. What do you guys think? I think this is super, super cute. Let me know what you guys think. And now I'm taking these little mini wooden gingerbread men that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm taking 4 of them. And we're going to paint them with that same gingerbread brown color that I made, mixing the King's Gold and the Nutmeg Brown. And we're just going to paint them up. So they look like little gingerbread men. Little cookies. These are too cute. And now we're just taking these square wood planks from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut it down to be a little bit skinnier. And I'm just using an X-Acto knife, and I'm just running it over that line that I made with the pencil over and over again until I break through to the other side. And now we're going to take another one of those, and I'm going to trace the first one that I cut on top of that one. And then we're going to cut that one down too. And once I have it cut down, I'm going to mark in 1/4 of an inch on all corners. And then I'm going to draw lines across each side of that rectangle. And then we're going to cut just the inside part of those lines. Don't cut all the way to the edge, because we're going to cut out that center rectangle piece. And this takes some work, but you just keep running your X-Acto knife over and over and over again over it until you get it to break apart. And now we're just going to take that little frame piece that I just cut. And we're going to sand it down because it's not perfect. And now I'm just using some of this super glue to glue that little frame piece onto that bigger rectangle piece. And then I'm just going to sand the edges, and I sand the corners to be a little bit rounded. And now I'm taking this, I think it was Granite Gray by Apple Barrel, and I'm painting, it's a little cookie sheet. That's what it's going to be. I'm painting that with that Granite Gray. And then I'm going to go back in with this Silver Sterling metallic paint, and we're going to paint over that Granite Gray with the Sterling Silver so that it looks like a cookie sheet. And now we're just going to decorate our little gingerbread man with some paint. So I'm just using white and red and green and just adding some little details to the little gingerbread man. I gave him little eyes and mouth, and then I gave him little eyebrows because I thought that was cute. And then I gave 2 of them a little red bow tie, and then I gave 2 of them a little green bow tie, and then I gave 2 of them little green, what are they called? Gumdrop buttons, and then 2 of them the little red gumdrop buttons. And look at how cute these little guys are. I love them. And now I'm taking some of that super glue, and I'm just going to glue them onto the little pan. And I forgot to tell you, I painted little white polka dots on each of their little bow ties too. And then you just glue them on, and that's it. What do you guys think? I love this. I think it's so cute. I'm loving the gingerbread decorations this year, guys. I think they're so cute. And now for our 5th project, we're going to be taking this larger unfinished wooden gingerbread man that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to put a little piece of painter's tape over the hole in his head. And then I'm going to fill that hole with some caulking and let it dry, and then sand it smooth. And then we're going to paint him with that same gingerbread brown color that I mixed up with the nutmeg brown and the King's Gold by Apple Barrel. And I'm just going to paint his entire body with that brown color. And just paint enough coats until you have a nice solid brown color. And now I'm just going to paint his little bow tie with that red apple by Apple Barrel. And then I'm using that new shamrock color to paint his little buttons green. And then I'm just going to paint the little details on his arms and legs with some white chalk paint. And now I'm using some black chalk paint, and I'm going to paint a couple of these little half bead stickers that I got from the Dollar Tree with that black. And then I'm going to use some super glue to glue them onto his face for his eyes. And now I'm using that dimensional fabric paint to add some details to him. So we're just going to add a little mouth. And then I make like a little swirly detail in the middle of his forehead for his hair. And then I'm just going to go along the outline of his body with that paint. Oh, look at how cute he is. So cute. Like a giant cookie. And then I'm just going to add some little polka dots to his bow tie. And then we just set him aside. Oh, no, never mind. I took some more of that lightweight spackling, and I'm using my little cake decorating bag to add some frosting, some fake frosting to those little details that are on his arms and his legs. And then we just set him aside to dry. And now I found this sign at Goodwill for $3.49. It's originally from Home Goods. And I'm going to use some painter's tape to tape off the frame. And then once that's taped off, I'm going to use some white chalk paint to paint the center of that picture. And you're just going to paint as many coats as you need to cover up that picture. And I do love the sign the way it originally is, but I have a lot of Americana decor already, so we're using it for Christmas. And now I made this little decal in my Silhouette Design Studio, and I'm just going to add it to that sign now that it's dry. And I am using Stencil Vinyl for this. I'll put the name of it in the description box below. And now we're going to go over that stencil first with that same white chalk paint. And what that does is it locks in the stencil so that you don't have bleed through once you add the color that you actually want it to be. Any bleed through that you get will be that white color and you won't be able to even tell. And now that that white paint is dry, we're going to go back over it with this Crimson by Waverly. And I'm just going to do a couple coats until it's a nice solid red. And at first, I leave that little rolling pin area blank because I want to paint it with this Nutmeg Brown by Apple Barrel. But once I peel away the stencil, you'll see it does not work out for me well at all. The red worked out great, but that brown did not work. It was like peeling up on me. You can see here, like the rolling pin is, the edges are all messed up, and then I start peeling away those little letters, and it just gets worse from there. And so then I decide I'm going to try to save this. So I take a little piece of sandpaper and I just sand away at that little rolling pin, and I just try to be very careful not to sand any of that red wording off of there. And then I have to go back in and paint it, repaint the sign white, and then I recut that little rolling pin out, and then I put it back on there. And then this time I covered it in the red chalk paint since I knew that worked out well for me. So it's all just going to be red now. Instead of having it brown and red. Was trying to be cool, but it didn't work out so well for me. So it's all red now. But I think it still looks cute. So, and now we're just going to use this gel super glue that I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to put it on the back of that gingerbread man. And then I'm also going to use some hot glue as well to glue him on there. And then I'm just going to stick him down in the center of that sign. And that's it, guys. What do you guys think? I think this one is so cute. I think they're all cute. What do you guys think? And now for our sixth project, we're going to be using 3 of these little wooden birdhouses that I found in the Crafter Square at Dollar Tree. And this was before I figured out that nutmeg brown was too dark. So first I'm painting it with the nutmeg brown, and then I realized it's too dark. So I go back in with that King's Gold mixed with the nutmeg brown, and I go back over it with that color to make them lighter, to look more like gingerbread. And now that they're the color I like, I'm using that dimensional paint to paint on some details to look like royal icing on our little gingerbread houses. And I try to do each house a little bit differently. And now I'm using those little paper straws that I got from the Dollar Tree to add some little candy cane details to the front of the houses. So I just cut them down to fit. And then I just use some hot glue to glue those on. Then now for the second house, I'm going to do those diagonal, oh my gosh, I can't say that word, diagonal lines across the roof. And I'm going to crisscross them to make little diamonds on this one. And I'm just adding some more of those little straws. I added them to each of the fronts of the houses on either side of the house with that hot glue. And then for the third one, I'm just going to do straight lines across the top of the roof. And you could do any design you want. This is just what I came up with. And now I'm just putting a little bit of that paint along the bottom of the birdhouses to look like snow up against the house. And I do that to each one of these little houses. And now I'm taking those little half bead stickers and I'm going to stick those onto this house in between each of those little diamonds. And I'm just alternating the colors. I found 4 different colors that I liked. And then for this one, I'm taking those little rainbow jingle bells and I'm going to hot glue those along the inside of the roof on this little house. Like I said, I'm trying to do each of them a little bit different. So this is what I came up with for this one. And now I'm just taking that lightweight spackling and I'm just adding some details to look like frosting. And now I'm just showing you in real time how I do it. Hopefully you can see. Hopefully this helps. Then I just went along the front of the house and then I'm just doing another layer along the top of the rooftop, right along that first row that I made. And then I'm just going across the center. And then I'm doing the same thing along the back of the house that I did along the front. And then along the edges on the side of the roof. And now for this one, I'm taking these little beads that I found at the Dollar Tree. And I'm just adding them to the frosting to look like sprinkles. And then I'm just piping some frosting along the edges of that house, along the side of the candy cane, and then along the back edges of the house as well. And that one's done. And now for this one, I have this little holly, plastic holly. I got mine at Walmart, but I also saw them at Hobby Lobby. So I just glue that along the front of that house. And then I'm just piping some star details to the top of the roof along the center. And then I found these beads. I also found these beads at Hobby Lobby. So I put those along the top. And then I'm just taking some more of those little half sticker beads and gluing them in the center of those little like loop designs that I made on the top of this house. And now I'm just piping along the edge of the roof. And then I also pipe along the sides of the house like I did with the other one. And it adds more detail, and then it also covers up because there was a little hot glue showing after I glued the straws on, so worked out. And now we're just doing the third house that I already added those little half beads onto. I'm just piping some of that fake frosting onto it. And then for this one, we're going to add those little beads to look like sprinkles, like I did with one of the other ones. And that's it, guys. What do you guys think of these little birdhouse gingerbread houses? I think they're so cute, of course. I think they're all cute. What do you guys think? And now for our 7th project, I got this little cup at Hobby Lobby for 50% off, so it was $1.50. And then I just cut out this little cocoa detail or decal on my Silhouette Cameo 4. And then I'm just going to use some transfer tape and some parchment paper to put that onto the front of that little mini mug. And now I got these little candy canes from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to pull them apart because I just want to use one of them for this. And then I cut down a little piece of foam that I got from the Dollar Tree to fit inside of that little mug. And then I cut out like a little groove so that that candy cane will fit in there. So I can shove it down into the cup. So then I'm just hot gluing that piece of foam into that little mug. And now I have this larger star tip. It's a 1M tip. And I'm going to be using that for this. And so I put it in that bag, and then I'm just piping it onto the top of that mug to look like whipped cream. And then I just put that candy cane down into where I had that little groove. And now I'm using one of those larger beads to look like a cherry on top, and then some smaller beads to look like little sprinkles. And that's it, guys. What do you guys think? This one was quick and easy, but I think it's super, super cute. And now for our 8th project, we're going to be using 2 of these little trees that I got from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to be painting them with that same gingerbread brown color that I mixed up. And I'm just going to paint as many coats as I need so that you can't see those lines that are on the tree anymore. And then I paint both sides of it. And then I have those little tumbling tower blocks, and I have 3 of them, and I painted them, and then I'm just going to glue them to the inside of the tree on one of the trees. And I'm just going to do 3 of them, and I'm just using a pencil to mark so I know where to stick them down once I got the hot glue on there so I can move quickly. And I'm just using hot glue and wood glue. The hot glue is for an immediate hold, and the wood glue is for a more permanent hold. And now I'm just going to glue that other tree onto the top of that. So I'm just using some wood glue and then some hot glue. And then I'm just going to stick that second tree down. And now we're using some more of that dimensional fabric paint that I got from Walmart to add some little frosting details to our tree. And feel free to decorate this any way you want. This is just how I do it. I put one of those little half bead stickers in the center of that star. And now I'm going to take 3 of these little fake peppermint candies that I got from the Hobby Lobby, and I'm just cutting off that little hook, and then I'm going to hot glue those onto the tree. And then I'm just going to take some more of those little half bead stickers to stick onto the tree to look like little ornaments. And then I'm just taking some of those little beads that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm sticking them in that little top area that I painted solid with that dimensional paint. And then I'm just taking some of that lightweight spackling and just adding it to the bottom of the tree. And then also some little star details here and there on the tree. And that's it, guys. What do you guys think? And now for our last project, we're going to be using this little gingerbread house that I found at the Dollar Tree that lights up. And we're going to be painting it with that same gingerbread brown color that I mixed up. And I just paint the entire thing, except for the back side. You could paint the back too if you wanted to, but I don't. But I paint the front, and then I also paint the inside since you can see it. So you just paint around that little light. And I just leave that light white. And now I'm taking some more of those little half bead stickers because there's some little circle details on the house. So I'm just adding those little half bead stickers on the top of those little circles. And then I'm taking some of that little, that dimensional paint, and I'm adding it to the details that are along the roof of this house. And now I'm taking some of that Crimson by Waverly, and I'm just painting along the detail that's on the house, like the door frame, around the frame of the door. I'm just painting the outline of that with that red chalk paint. And then also the little centers of the candy canes with that red, the area that's not cut out. And now I'm just adding some fake buttercream details with that lightweight spackling. So I just put some along the bottom of the house, and I put a little circle of it on the front of the door. And then I also decided to go along the top of that roof, which kind of covered up that dimensional paint a little bit, but oh well. And now I'm just taking that little bow that I ripped off of that candy cane ornament and sticking it on the center of that door. And then we're just going to take some more of those little beads and add them to our fake buttercream frosting to look like sprinkles. I'm putting some little like white ones along the bottom. And then some colored ones along the top of that rooftop. And that's it, guys. What do you guys think? I think this one is so cute. Of course. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it's inspired you to get creative. If you did enjoy the DIYs that I've shared with you today, then I hope you'll show me some love by giving me a thumbs up, commenting, or even sharing this video with anyone that you think might enjoy it. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! And I hope you'll... I've got lots of ideas to share with you today, so I hope you'll stick around. My name is Amy, and today I'm sharing hot cocoa. Creative family by subscribing to my channel. And if you've already if you've already joined this video, and I hope it's inspired you. And I hope it's inspired you to get creative. Guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it's inspired you to get creative. If you did enjoy the DIYs I've shared today, then please show me some love by giving me a thumbs up, commenting, or even sharing this video with anyone you think might enjoy it. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!